What is up YouTube, Joe here from Zephyr, and I'm profiling to you guys today a deck profile with mini combo for Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. So this is a more budget friendly quote-unquote version of the profile. Essentially to me, it means it doesn't have 7th Tachyon in the deck. That card is outside my price range at the moment. Though if you do get your hands on a single copy, you can essentially just throw it in this deck, and it does extend the range of what your combos can do, and then extends the range of what cards you can utilize in your deck for allowing you to give you 1.5 card combos using other cards like Stylish Safert, which I'm not using in this deck. As that combo does utilize 7th Tachyon in order to be fully functional. With all that said and done, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe, and ding that notification bell, so you guys don't miss out on any other future content here on the channel. I know I personally haven't been on the channel for a while. You've been hearing my name though now and then, as I do like to communicate with Dale and help him out with profiles and combos and that kind of thing. So I still enjoy Yugioh now on a more casual level. And so with this new support, I really wanted to put it together again on a more casual level, but as like a template so you guys can upgrade it and extend it if you want to take it to a more higher tier competitive level. So with all that said and done, let's get into Galaxy Eyes. So starting off, we have 2 copies of the brand new Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Prime. I really love, firstly, the artwork of this card is absolutely beautiful. Tachyon Dragon is probably one of my favorites in the Galaxy Eyes archetype. Something about him just really, connects with me. I really do just enjoy the Digimon. This monster's artwork, I really do like it. As much as I love Galaxy Eyes, like I do love Tachyon as well. They're like probably on par. So what this card does, if you don't know what it does, is that it's a level 8 light dragon monster with 3000 type, 2500 defense. If a dragon exceeds declares an attack, attach this card on the field to it as a material. You can only use each effect of the following effects of Tachyon Primal once per turn. If a dragon exceeds is on the field, quick effect, expression this card from your hand to either field. If this card is normal or special summon, the owner of this card adds a Tachyon spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So what's great is that it's the searching effect is kind of like a soft once per turn, as if you summon it to your field, you get to search, and if you summon it to your opponent's field, you get a search, which is pretty cool. As I believe the ruling is that when it's summoned to your opponent's field, it's your opponent activating it, which means that they haven't technically activated the ability yet. But because it then says to its owner's hand, the owner of this card gets to add a card. Because you are the original owner, you are the one that gets to add the card, which is really cool. I really like how they made this card work. It really utilizes and gets you utilizing Tachyon Transmigration, which has been Galaxy Eyes' like strongest negate card, but they've never had like a good way to access it. Yeah, so I really like this card. You can play it as a one-off, but in this build as more of a Dragon rank 8 toolbox. You kind of want to utilize need 2 copies of this. Moving on, we have 3 copies of the brand new Schwarzfield Infinity Dragon. So what this card does is that he's a level 8 Dark Dragon with 2000 attack and 0 defense. If you control no monsters or your opponent controls a monster with 2000 or more attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, special summon 1 level 8 light or dark dragon monster from your deck in defense mode, except Infinity Dragon, but negate its effect. You can only use this effect of Infinity Dragon once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except Dragon exceeds monsters. So what is great is that it just gives you just lovely access to anything in your deck. You are locked into exceeds monsters, so unfortunately with the combo I'm going to be showing you later, he can't just do it on his own. You do need a way to get access to one of your cards back from your graveyard, or have another access to the further extender. But yeah, this card is still an absolute must for the deck in my personal opinion. In some level of copies, I'd probably drop it down to 2 if I ever wanted to reduce it, but I do like playing this as a free off. Probably not like the best starter for the deck is 3 copies of Nebula Dragon. Obviously, if you are playing 7 Tachyon, you can get access to this card a bit easier. But what Nebula Dragon does is that this is an old card, is that you can reveal this card and one other level 8 dragon in your hand, special summon both in defense position but negate the effects. Also, you cannot special or normal for the rest of the set except light or dragon monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 level 4 light or dark dragon in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use the effect of Nebula Dragon once per turn. So what's great and important about this card is that not only does he set up 2 level 8s essentially for free, but he does get you back that monster from the graveyard, which what it is going to be is 2 copy of Tachyon Cloud Dragon. So this is a new level 4 dragon monster for the deck. Is that he has the ability that if this card is added to your hand except by drawing it, you can special summon this card. You contribute this card special summon a Tachyon monster from your deck or graveyard except Cloud Dragon. If you special summon a dragon exceeds except during the damage step, you can target one of them, attach this card to that monster from your graveyard if it was there when the monster was summoned, or hand if not. As a material, you can use Tachyon Cloud Dragon once per turn. What's great is that secondary effect to add itself can chain block your exceeds monster's abilities, which is really nice little utility there. But the main thing you're using this is that you're going to be adding this card with your rank 8, and then you're going to be summoning it and then getting to your Tachyon Dragon Primal, which is absolutely great. Then that's for the Tachyon essentially engine of the deck. We're going to go into our Galaxy engine. I'm playing 2 copies of Afterglow and 1 copy of the OG Photon Dragon. The reason I've gone for 2 Afterglow is that I want to have 1 copy in my deck to summon off the Infinity Dragon, but I also like it as a free extender for the deck, as we have consistent access to a Galaxy Eyes essentially most of the times, thanks to our easy access to Primal. So having the Afterglow in our hand as a free extender, which then can turn into another extender by detaching it for effect activations, means I do quite like this card's multiples now in the deck. And then we have to have the Photon Dragon to go with our Afterglow, and he is still like the face of the deck. 3 copies of Photon Orbital. I like using this card as a free of in the deck as still, because is another free rotor for the deck, searcher for the deck. Again, we have easier access to Photon Dragons or Galaxy Eyes. So being able to just equip this from my hand, then send it, get ourselves another extender, just means I really like playing Photon Orbital. And for the rest of the Galaxy and Photon monsters, we're playing 2 copies of Jumper and the 1 Summoner. I do like this little engine as like a mini, more searching, and just another extender for the deck in the forms of Summoner. I like having access still to the rank 4s, and Summoner is probably like one of the best ways to do that within the Galaxy archetype. You could tech in a copy of the the Photon Emperor, I believe it is what it's called. Yeah, Photon Emperor. I might put him back in the deck as just another way to get additional normal summons in the deck, and as well as being another extender. So I just need to find a way to probably put him. I'll probably again take out one of the Infinity Dragons for this card. It's just again, more extension, more level 8s, and then yeah, keep going. Moving on to the spells and trap cards, I'm going to start off with this as 2 copies of Transmigration and the 1 brand new Tachyon Spiral of Destruction. Transmigration, if you're a Galaxy fan, you pretty much know what this card does. It's absolutely phenomenal counter trap. If you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, negate the effects of your opponent's spells and trap cards and monster effects activated before this card in the chain. And if you do, shuffle the negated cards in the field into the deck. If you control Tachyon Dragon, Galaxy Eyes, you can activate this card from your hand. Absolutely phenomenal card. If you do get to your rank 8 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon, You can then just keep these in your hand as just essential hand traps. Then we're playing 1 copy of the brand new Spiral of Destruction. This is a quick play spell. Activate one of these cards' effects, but you can only use each effect of Tachyon Spiral Destruction once per turn. If you control a galaxy as it sees, destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls whose effects are negated. Target a Tachyon monster in your graveyard except Spiral of Destruction and add it to your hand. And target 1 dragon monster in your graveyard, that's a number, and special summon in defense position. So you're mostly going to be using this as a nuke, like a board clear, in combination with Tachyon Dragon, as Tachyon Dragon negates all face-up cards when on the field. And then you can just use Spiral Destruction to just like nuke all of them, which is absolutely a nice little combo there. You don't have to play this card. This could be, again, one of the replacements for the Photon Emperor. But I do like taking as one of right now just because, you know, it's brand new and we want to play with the new toys. Moving on for the spell consistencies, we're playing 1 copy of Expedition, 2 copies of 100 with the 1 Foolish Burial. I quite like using it, this as like a 2-in-1, as like my theory for doing so. You can just play obviously 300 if you want to, but if I open up 200s, I can only activate one, so the other one is a brick. If I open up 100 and a Foolish Burial, I get access to both of them. And then if my opponent like ashes one of them, I can still have the other one to actually get my searching. And 1 copy of Rota and then 1 copy of Pot Prosperity. We do have enough cards in that extra deck that are kind of like flex spots, so we can use the Prosperity to search the top cards of our deck and actually get to the cards that we need. Obviously, if you have access to Tachyon Primal, no, it's the seventh card that's like really expensive. I'd probably swap out the Prosperity for that. Then to round up, we have 2 copies of Talents and 1 copy of Call by the Grave to round up the spell cards. Talents is actually phenomenal in this deck thanks to the Tachyon Primal. As when you summon Tachyon Primal to your opponent's field against your opponent activating the effect because it's now on their field, which means once the Tachyon Primal was resolved and you've gotten your transmigration, you can actually just use Talents and steal that Tachyon, or like, you know, draw 2 cards, or, you know, rep a card from your opponent's hand. Like Tachyon Primal like makes Talents live, so if you wanted to, you could replace this with Thrust, so you can go 2 Thrust and the Talents if you wanted to. Like Primal with the talent, with the TTTs is actually like an absolute phenomenal combo. And to run up the main deck, we're playing just 9 copies of Hand Traps, so 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Veiler, and 3 Infinite Impermanence. You know, just your kind of like staple, consistent hand traps. You know, like these are always good. They're nice on a budget, as again, like the Blue Eye structure just like gives you all of these. So if you had the Blue Eye structure, got that, you have access to all these hand traps, and you can go do pretty well from there. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to our extra deck. The star of the show for the extra deck is the 1 copy of 107 Galaxy Ice Tachyon Dragon. You get access to this card, which then lets your transmigrations be hand traps. Otherwise, it combos well with your Spiral Destruction to help nuke your opponent's field and go for that OTK. The 1 copy of the brand new Divine Golden Shadow Dragon Dragoon. Like crazy names. So this card is a rank 8 light dragon. It exceeds for 2500 attack and 3000 defense. Just takes 2 level 8 monsters. If this card is special summon from the extra deck, you can add a Galaxy or Tachyon card from your deck to your hand. You can detach 2 materials from this card, special summon 1 from your extra deck, a rank 8 dragon it sees with 3000 attack, using this card you control as material. This is treated an exceed summon. Transfer its materials to the summoned monster. Then you can attach a Galaxy monster from your extra deck to it as a material. You can use this as effect of Divine Shadow Dragon Dragoon once per turn. So this is your main rank 8 starter in the deck now, as you make this with your 2 level 8s, and then you can go grab yourself the Cloud Dragon summons itself, get to your Prime Dragon, and then you just go off from there. You'll be seeing that in the combo shortly. To go along with him is Cypher Dragon and Cypher X. These are one of the cards that you go into of the Yugioh, and then 1 copy of the Photon Lord, 2 copies of Titanic Galaxy. One of the galaxies would be the Dark Yugioh. Unfortunately, I don't own any of them anymore. I haven't owned them for a while. I should go online and try and get access to that. Yeah, one of these would be him, as it would give you an additional access to a rank 8 monster. Not necessarily needed, as you'll see in the combo. You can play around without it. But yeah, it does help you and gives you extra little bit of toolbox. 1 copy of the full armor Photon, and then for our big OTK, we have the 62 and C62. Then we have our 2 rank 4s in the forms of Photon Blast and Galaxy Photon Dragon, again for rank 4 engine. And then we have 2 copies of Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon, and then 1 copy of the Galaxy Satellite Dragon. You're never going to be making Satellite Dragon. What you use for Satellite Dragon is that you attach it via your Shadow Dragon's effect. Then that way you can get access to it in the graveyard, which is where it needs to be to help you do your OTK with 107. So that's it for the main and extra deck. I'm going to zoom out now and show you guys the combo for our Galaxy Eyes. So what you need is essentially just Nebula Dragon and any level 8 dragon in your hand, and then you can do this combo, which is very, very handy. So we have multiple targets for our Nebula. The only issue is, again, just getting to Nebula Dragon. But once you have access to him, or if you have just any ways to get to 2 level 8s on your field without needing your normal summon, that's the big part, you can get access to this combo, which is very, very handy. So we're going to use the Nebula Dragon's effect and summon out our Infinity Dragon from our hand along with himself. We're then going to use these 2 and overlay into the brand new Golden Dragon Yugioh. When Yugioh is summoned, he's going to let you add a Tachyon or Galaxy card. So we're going to add the level 4 Galaxy Cloud Dragon. Since Cloud Dragon was added via an effect, we're going to be able to special summon himself, and then we're going to sack him off, tribute him, and summon our Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal. Since Primal was summoned, we get to, the card owner gets to add a Tachyon card, so we're going to add our Tachyon Transmigration. From there, we're going to use our Yugioh's ability to detach 2 materials from this card and summon out from our extra deck Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. You can summon if you want to, and you had the free extension. You can go into 107, which then lets your Transmigration be live from your hand right now. So you're nib proof, you're Vela proof, your hand trap proof essentially. But for most optimal value, we're just going to go into our Cypher Dragon. Because we went into the Cypher Dragon, we're going to attach another Galaxy from our extra deck. We're going to attach now with the Galaxy Satellite Dragon. We are then going to use our Nebula Dragon's ability from the graveyard, banishing it to add our Cloud Dragon back to our hand. Since we haven't used our normal summon yet, we're going to normal summon the Cloud Dragon. And then we're going to use these 2 to link off into our Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon. Now, this is where, because we're using a link monster in our combo, we couldn't actually just start off with our Infinity Dragon, because Infinity Dragon, unfortunately, locks us only into Xyz monsters. Yeah, so that's the main issue for that. Obviously, the main thing we're using the Soul Flare Dragon for is that when Soul Flare Dragon is summoned, it gives us a Galaxy or Photon back to our hand, so we can actually get back the Tachyon Primal. So if we did have an access to a Primal already in our hand, we could actually just do the whole combo of just the Infinity Dragon, as the Infinity Dragon will just summon out the Nebula from the deck. But yeah, so that's the main reason we can't just summon off or just freely use the Infinity Dragon as a 1-card play, because we needed to have access to the Soul Flare Dragon. So because we have Tachyon Primal in our hand, we haven't actually used his hand ability yet. We're going to summon it to our opponent's field. So because it's now on our opponent's field, they are now activating the ability for the card owner to add a Tachyon card to our hand. So we're going to add the Transmigration number 2 to our hand. We're now going to use Cypher Dragon's ability to detach a material. So we're going to detach the Galaxy Satellite Dragon and take control of our Tachyon Primal back. But now it's treated as a Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, which means we can now just slap our Cypher X on top of it, meaning that they don't get that dragon back. And then that is the combo. So off just 2 cards, being Nebula Dragon and a level 8, we've gotten access to 2 Omni Negates in our Transmigration. If we had a 2 or Photons or Galaxies or 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, we got a pop of the Soul Flare. We still have our 2 Cyphers on the field, and we have in our graveyard, like all these cards essentially. We have our Satellite Dragon set up in our graveyard, so when we do go into our 107, we can give him 10,700 attack points. Yes, that's the quick short combo as to like how the deck is, or why I built the deck to be the way that it is. I do hope you guys enjoy it. Again, I'll be leaving in the comments below the original video where I got this combo from, so you guys can see the inspirations for where I got it, and then that way you can change and edit the deck as you see fit. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.